Second follow-up video experimenting and playing around with this tank that was extremely moisture saturated, left open to atmosphere for a long time, months. This is actually an old tank. If you see right here, one of 91. This one was manufactured back in 91, and as you can see, there's no re-stamps for recertification. This has never been recertified. You're supposed to get them recertified every 5 years. Yeah, stroke me. What you can see right here, if you'll dial in, you see minute number 2, minute number 3, 4, 5. We're just about to hit minute number 10, and we just crossed the 500 micron point right there at 9 minutes and 16 seconds at 501 microns. Now you remember, this is the tank I released a video yesterday on, and I had this on 12 hours, and this thing was still couldn't get down and do a vacuum decay below 2,000 microns. It was, and it was like 2,200 microns, 24, real wet inside. The valve was open for a really long time, and it was outside, so this thing was super saturated. Now what you can see here, so that was in 9 minutes and 16 seconds. It just crossed the 500 micron, and it's nice and smooth. So what did I do yesterday? I left this heater on here for about 45 minutes and just heated up, and I moved it around a few times and heated up the entire tank to where you touch the top here and you touched up here at the valves up here, and everything was nice and toasty. What I also did was I flushed nitrogen, and I did 3 purges with dry nitrogen while the heater gun was going, and then vacuumed it out and repeated that 3 times. And I went from not being able to get below 2,200 microns vacuum decay to, let's see what our vacuum decay is right now. We couldn't even get below 1,400 microns with the vacuum pump running. But let's kill the vacuum pump. There we go. Vacuum pump is now dead. And you can see our vacuum decay is barely moving now. Before it was shooting right back up to 2,200, 22 or 2,400 yesterday. You can see it right there, going back up. I'm gonna turn on the heat some more. I turned it off because it's so loud, and I want to be able to maybe the vacuum pump still running, but the heater was just too incredibly loud. So that is it, and you can see our vacuum decay is about flattening out right about there. We're at 399. We'll probably get up to 400. So I'm going to turn on the heater, turn on the vacuum, and see where this goes back down to. And as you can see, okay, so we're 540 right there. That's because we're reading the lines. We're reading all this. Oh, I forgot to isolate the lines. What an idiot. Okay, check this out. See 540? Turn open the vacuum. You see how that goes down to 100 and something? So you're having 136 right there. But look right here, 380 at this point right here. So this gauge at this point is 380. If I took this gauge and put it right here, it would probably read something maybe 400 or something like that. Let's find out. This is how you find out. You isolate the gauge. And by isolating the gauge, you turn off the vacuum source here, there, there. Now the gauge is isolated. Now we could see the vacuum inside the tank and look at the vacuum decay. You see how the vacuum decay is not moving now? Now the vacuum decay is perfectly still. Check it out. So that vacuum decay we were reading before was the contamination inside the hose. Now that I turned it off and we're not reading the hoses, I turned it off here and here, it's not decaying no more. If you look really carefully, the ball valve is above where the micron meter is reading. So we're now reading the vacuum decay in the tank. So did you see how it affected my readings and the vacuum decay was going up? That's because your hoses mess everything up. If you're trying to perform vacuum decays with hoses attached, you will get higher readings and you will get gradual readings. You cannot use normal refrigerant hoses for doing good vacuum decays. You could get a rough vacuum decay. If I had turned this back open, it would probably go up to about 500 microns or close to 500 microns by leaving this ball valve open, reopening up this valve right here to attach my hoses to the tank. The decay will start going up.